Thank you so much. And it would be great if I can just see all your smiling faces once at least before I start the session. And after that, you can close down your videos if you want, if you're sipping the coffee or if you're having your dinner. But I just want to see the smile so that it encourages me to, you know, do the session in a beautiful way. And it's just your way of saying hello to angels that, hey, we are here. We are not giving you or showing you the blank spot. So, yeah. So I'm so happy to see all of you. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for switching on. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Archana. Thank you, Mezi. Thank you, Mamta ji. Thank you, Savita ji, Navneeta ji, Rupa ji, and Dr. Rita. How are you? Good to see you here.
I'm not a doctor. I'm Rita. Rita by itself. Rita has power
Yeah,
by itself.
but I call you doctor. So yeah, because you have so much of knowledge, and we would love to hear from you sometime here on the Beam session, in the Beam session.
Inshallah.
Yes. Yeah.
Inshallah. God willing, it's happening very, very soon.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank
the
you so
warm
much.
welcome. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, oh, Ram Garu is here, I guess. Is he? Yeah. I was not able to recognize him. I was like, okay, is he Ram Garu? Is he not? So I was trying to just see. Okay. Namaste, sir. Namaste. Good to see you today. Good to see you and Madhu Garu in the same frame today. So yeah, thank you so much. So, so guys, let's start the session. I'm so glad that all of you are here. Vidya ji, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. So, warm welcome to everybody. And as far as forgiveness is concerned, I know when the angels told me to take this session, so I was just thinking, and I just asked angels that forgiveness is something which in the spiritual circle is being doing so many rounds. Everybody is talking about forgiveness. So what will I be able to give them? Because what they have not learned before. So they said that you just give. It depends upon the other people, what they want and what they would like from it. So maybe this session, when you will try to understand what I am saying, maybe it is just a nudge that is being given to you about forgiveness. Maybe you will not find anything which has never been said before. Maybe it's a repeat session you will find. Maybe for some people it might stir a pot, maybe, and or maybe you will learn something new out of it. So it all depends upon you. How are you going to take this word forgiveness? Because this is a word which, as soon as we become a part of the spiritual journey, forgiveness is the word that becomes a mantra. It is being given to us every day, every minute, every moment of our lives. Forgive, forgive, forgive. Now, today we are going to dissect this word a little bit. We'll see what this word actually means, so that all of you are able to understand this in a much better way. Yeah. So thank you so much once again for all of you, your energies here in this session. Thank you so much, Madhu Garu and Ram Garu, both of you. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. So, so the question is, somebody has wronged you, right? Somebody has hurt you. Oh, and now what is happening is, maybe that person has hurt you with full awareness in the heat of anger and frustration. Maybe that person was aware what he or she was doing to you. Now what happens at that time is, we keep defining our life with that one hurt or those 1,000 hurts that have been created by the people. Now, why do we do that? Why do we define our life with that hurt? Have you ever considered that? It is because our pride is bruised. Somebody has hit our pride. जोर से मारा है. Somebody has hit our pride, and our expectations are completely destroyed and shattered at that time. Now, there are two kind of thoughts that usually come to us. Two thoughts. One, now from now onwards, I'm not going to show compassion to anybody who is in the same situation or a similar situation where I was, because at that time when I needed them, they were not there. One thought. Yeah. And the second thought that comes to us, generally that comes to us, is why should I be the one who should give the forgiveness, or who should go to that person and ask for forgiveness, because I am not the person who has done anything wrong. He or she is the one who has done something wrong. Yeah. So what happens is, what are we doing here? We are trying to be self-righteous. We want to prove ourselves. We want to prove our ego also that we are right. But in that particular thing, in that process of proving ourselves right, what we are doing is we are festering that anger, that frustration, that bitterness, that negativity. Now, I was also not an exception to it, and I also had this emotion. This emotion, when I say, is about the anger that I had with thousands of people. Since the day I began my journey till these 49 years, there were so many people in my life who treated me like a punching bag, who treated me like a doormat, who treated me like a trash can, who treated me like a ladder to achieve what they wanted to achieve. And I'd let them do it also. And then when they hurt me, that hurt was tremendous. And then what happened? Guess what? Meditation came. I started understanding Patriji and all the discourses. And like a spiritual person, I was like, yeah, I'm working on it. I have forgiven everybody. Whosoever has hurt me, everybody has been forgiven. Because that ego, that spiritual ego is there, that yeah, Sharoo has forgiven everybody because she's working on herself. Now, 6, 7 years back, an event happened. I'm just talking about 6, 7 years back only. The event happened. And when that event happened, all the skeletons that were lying there in the closet, all the hatchets that I had buried down somewhere, they came back to me. That means those 1,000 hertz, which I thought that being a spiritual person and inculcating everything what Patriji is telling me, I have done everything. I am the greatest one. I have forgiven everybody. Saint ban gayi. And then when this thing happened, there was a tight slap on my face. That Sharoo, you haven't done that yet. It's still there, lurking inside you. Those 1,000 skeletons are still there. One good thing happened with me during that event was there was a reality check that Sharoo has to do a lot of things right now. Sharoo has to still work. Sharoo has not completed the task of forgiveness, which she thought she had. So that was a reality check for me. But then what happened was that during that event, whenever I used to go, it used to trigger that anger in me because of the person who had given me so much of hurt. And then what happened was that I could not breathe. And at that time, when anybody would come and say the word forgiveness, I used to feel that it's a shitty word and the dirty word around here. Because I was so disappointed with everything, with myself, with my life, with that person, with that event that happened. And for at that time, forgiveness was like, what are you talking about? How can I forgive that person who has completely shredded me throughout? My heart is shattered into, broken into so many pieces. How can I forgive that person, or for that matter, all these people who were in the past? Now, when I started talking to angels, because fortunately, I was under the umbrella of angels at that time. And I asked this question to them. What more do you want me to do? How much more do you want me to work on myself? Why is it coming to me again and again that I have not forgiven still? I'm still there stuck. So, one thing which they told me, which I'm sharing with you, is that they said that whenever a person goes down the road of forgiveness, they are always stuck in anger first. Anger will be there. Even if a spiritual person tells you that I am not angry, I've forgiven the person, I am not angry, the person is either lying to you or lying to their own selves. Simple. Because the path to forgiveness goes through that one emotion of anger. And now, when we talk about anger, friends, I have listened to so many people and I have counseled so many people through the angels that I got to know that this anger also goes to an extent of taking revenge or vindictive play with other people. What sort of revenge? You will start thinking in your mind, hey Bhagwan, please inflict everything upon that person that person has inflicted on me. Let that person rot in hell. Let that person suffer the way I have suffered because that person has given me so much hurt. Sometimes this also comes to, people, this revengeful um, feeling. So I asked this again, what to do with that? So what angels told me, and it was a beautiful sentence that they said, yeah, you cannot fix something by breaking someone else. Simple. Even if you are vindictive, even if you are revengeful, even if you have anger inside of you, what will happen? Chalo, Bhagwan ne dal diya uske upar. It's because you have put so much of energy, you have manifested that the person is going to rot in hell, or okay, that situation has come and the person has gone through the similar situation. But tell me one thing, what if that person is aware and conscious of his or own choices? What if the person does not react the way you reacted? What if the person it does not even care or bother about the situation? Maybe the person is a wonderful meditator who has worked on herself or himself, that he does not care about what is happening. It's not touching him or her at all. Guess what? What will happen? The pain is going to be there. And it's going to be more excruciating. Trust me. Why? Because revenge is now backfiring. What you wanted, it has not happened. What you asked for, it has not happened. That person is still happy and you are not. And then the angel said that you're going to hold the hot coal in your hand with an intent to just throw it at somebody else. But in the entire process, you are not understanding that you are the one who's getting burnt at the end of the day. And friends, do you know how do we get burnt? There are three ways we do that. Number one, we stuff it. I'm the person who used to do this, stuffing it up. How do we stuff it? We want to suffer in silence. We will not say anything to anybody. We will not tell anybody. We will not tell the family members. We will not tell that person. We will not say anything. We will just suffer in silence. And we will also tell ourselves that I am moving on. I'm moving forward. Sharoo has moved forward the way I did. And I thought that I've forgiven. But still the pain was there. Those people still existed. The skeletons still existed in my life. 1,000 skeletons. The second thing that we usually do is wallow in pain. This is what I'm telling you, how we burn ourselves through this anger that we have. Some people wallow in pain. And when I talk about wallow in pain means when people want to make this wound an open one. They will just tell people that I am hurt, I am wounded, and they are going to show their wound to other people. And if there is a scab that is coming, onto the wound, they will scratch it. They will scratch it and they'll show people that I am in actual pain, so that the other person who has done something, they will prove it to that person that, hey, you have done this. You are responsible for this. I am not. You are the one who has done everything. I am not the one. Especially those people who need love and attention. If you know, or if you know somebody, or if you have read somewhere that there are people who commit suicide because of that. And it's not that they want to finish up their lives. It is just an attempt to do that. They don't want to. They will not end their life. But what they will do is they will cut their veins. They will be taken to the hospital. They know it, that they will be saved. They'll be taken to the hospital, but they will prove their point that, hey, you did this to me. Now you look at me. What have you done to me? And in order to prove that, they will go to that extent. So these are the people who wallow in pain, who cannot forgive. Now, the third thing that happens with us is when we try to hang on to it. Mostly people do that. Hanging on means when the person who has offended you, person who has hurt you, that person has asked for forgiveness. And your response probably will be, yeah, okay, I forgive you. Do you think that person has given any kind of a forgiveness to you? No. That person has not forgiven. The person is not going to ever forgive you because that person is latching onto that word. I'm not going to forgive, because there is no heartfelt forgiveness that is being given. So there was this master who had come to me, and she was the eldest daughter in the family, and the mother had already passed over, so she had passed on, and she was not there. So his father was very, very possessive about the daughter. Now the daughter has had a love marriage, and it was an intercaste marriage. So when she came to me, she was devastated because the father was not able to accept her. He was not able to accept the entire wedding. So she wanted to ask me whether the father is going to accept her ever. So when I understood the energy of the father, when I connected with the energies of the father, I got to know that father loves the daughter very, very, very much. But why he's not ready to forgive the girl is because he thinks that after the mother, she was the only one who was taking care of him. And she has also left him because because of his attachments, he wanted her to be there with him. He didn't want to part with the daughter. And that wedge was being created between the daughter and the father because of that ego, because of that attachment that he had. And he kept latching on to that feeling of anger that I will never forgive my daughter, even if he was also wallowing in pain. But still, he was not ready to do that. And that's what we also do sometimes. There are people who do that, who just want to hang on to it, latch on to it, and they will never, ever forgive. What I would always suggest you, friends, that whatever I say, just don't try to be the person who has endured something. Try to also see that whether have you been a perpetrator to somebody else also. Never always think that I am the victim, I am the victim, I am the victim. Maybe you have also done something wrong with the other people. Always see that also. See that side of yours also, because probably you have also done something like this. Maybe just because you have a different face and you're wearing a different cloth set, or have a different body, doesn't mean that you are a saint. You might have done something, or you might have hurt somebody else. So try to observe that as well. Not always we are the victim. We can be the perpetrator, and we do not know even that when we take up that role of a perpetrator. So try to see both the sides. Now the levels. We always feel that forgiveness whenever we are talking about forgiveness, either we forgive somebody or we do not forgive somebody. That's what we always feel. Either we can or we cannot. But no, there are certain levels of forgiveness which are there, which we can work on. And when we talk about the ladder of forgiveness, the last one is zero forgiveness. No forgiveness at all. That means this person, it can be you, it can be anybody else. So try to observe what I'm saying. Try to observe yourself. Try to just think whenever I'm saying certain things. Try to introspect also, because these sessions, whenever, whosoever, any master who takes this session, it is the time for you to introspect in your life, in your own self, in your own body, mental body and physical body both. So when we talk about no forgiveness, this is the last level on the ladder of forgiveness, where you don't want to forgive anybody. You will just say that, okay, I do not want to hurt anybody. I'm not going to hurt anybody, but I'm not going to forgive that person also. So this is the kind of person who is still stuck in anger with anger, and who will not be able to come out of it unless that person wants to. Then the second step on the ladder is transactional forgiveness. Transactional forgiveness is like barter system. Okay, if the other person is willing to come, say, I am sorry, Sharoo, then I'll forgive that person. But that person has to say that I'm not going to do that again. That person has to just, do this, clasp the hand and say, Sharoo, I'm not going to do that again. So this is a barter. This is a transactional forgiveness. This is the conditional forgiveness, where you are expecting something. But trust me, even if that's the reality, which I have realized is, even if the person apologized to you, and if you think that the apology is going to make you feel better, it will not. Trust me. It will not make you feel better at all. Because I've had the same, you can say an experience whereby I was not being forgiven. Forgiven why? Because there was this relative of mine, and she started having an argument with me on certain thing, and she was very elder to me. And I was trying to make my point clear to her, which she did not understand, and she started shouting at the top of her voice. And then, because she was shouting at me, I said certain things, and then this conversation was completely finished. Then what happened was, I just felt that no, she's elder to me, and whatever she's spoken, it is from her conditioning, whatever she has learned throughout, and she's in so much of pain and suffering, and that's why she wanted to let it out. And that pressure cooker had actually released the pressure on me. I know I was a punching bag at that time. I didn't want to, but still I said that no, she's elder to me. I'm going to say sorry to her. That's fine. I said sorry to her. But then she did not reply at all. I called her up, but she did not reply because she was not willing to do that. There was so much of ego that no matter what she has created, Sharoo has created a wedge between me and her, because she is not understanding what I'm saying, just because I did not accept what she was saying. So she thought that I am going against her. So she just completely cut my relationship with her. So she said, full stop, I do not want to see you again in my life. That's it. So these are the people, these are the kind of people, who will not give you any forgiveness, or who will try to feel that they will feel good if somebody is apologizing. But even if somebody is going to apologize, they will never, ever take that apology. Never. It will not make you feel better. The third level is the transformative forgiveness, whereby this is the kind of forgiveness which everybody should aim at, because this is the kind of forgiveness where it is your goodness, it is through your own goodness that you are able to forgive somebody. There is no expectation attached. Nothing. You're not expecting anything from that person. No apology whatsoever. You're not You're just experiencing calm and stillness inside. And you just forgive that person that, okay, fine, I'm forgiving that person. And not the last, but the first one is the unconditional forgiveness, which is not possible. It only comes with the parents and the children. No matter what the child is going to do, the parent is going to say, no, 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 no. He or she is my baby. It's okay. Even if he kills or murders somebody, oh, no, 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 no. And there you will see that it is an unconditional forgiveness because they forgive them without expecting anything in return. But that is not something that I want you to aim at, because it is something which is very, very, very impossible to have an unconditional forgiveness as humans. So at least we can have that second number, forgiveness. Because what I have realized, friends, is what angels have taught me is forgiveness basically is absolutely intentional. It is not born out of any kind of an emotion or a feeling. It is basically a firm commitment that we make with our sons. Now, there is another question, that people generally ask me, or I have also asked the angels about it, because there were so many people who were coming with this situation, and they were asking me this question that, Sharoo, why do we not forgive? Why can't we forgive people? Now, what angels told me, I'm just sharing it with you. So, we are not able to forgive the other person because we have been hurt, and we feel that if we are giving forgiveness to other person, that means we are letting that person off the hook. We are giving that person benefit of doubt. And we can't do that. Because why? Because there is an irrational fear which is there inside of us, which keeps telling us that, hey, if you are going to forgive that person, either that person is going to come back and hurt you, or the maybe a similar situation will arise. Maybe the similar person will come and that person is going to hurt you again. And that is the reason why we do not want to let them off the hook. But actually, the problem is what we fail to understand is that we are not letting off the hook anybody but our own selves. We are giving ourselves some calm and some peace by doing that. And one more thing that I have learned through the angels and through counseling so many people is that when you are not willing to forgive, what happens is that you are completely consumed by anger and pain. And when you do that, you start projecting your anger and pain on the people who least deserve it, your loved ones. You will start projecting. Please always try to, think, have you been projecting this pain on the other people? If you have not forgiven anybody, that anger is going to project onto other people because there is an unresolved pain somewhere. Now, there is another aspect to forgiveness which I want to tell everybody, which is called the toxic forgiveness. What is a toxic forgiveness? Toxic forgiveness basically is, when we talk about toxic forgiveness, it is basically an unhealthy way of telling ourselves that, Sharoo, you are unharmed, you're not hurt. We start pretending. And mostly in the spiritual circle, this happens. Because we become very pretentious. We are not authentic enough. Why? Because there is a mask of a spiritual person. And we do not want to take away that mask. Because beneath that mask, there is so much of pain and suffering. And we don't want to see that pain and suffering. We don't want to show other people the pain and suffering. We want to show people, I am spiritual. I am working on myself. I am a meditator. I've been meditating for 6, 7 hours together, and I am working on myself. But what are we doing here is we are pretending that we are unharmed, we are unhurt, which is not true. For me, what I've learned is forgiving and forgetfulness is not a realistic approach towards moving forward or forgiveness. If you really want to move on, then you cannot do that without moving through what's really going on, or working through what's really going on in your life. You can't. Trust me on that. Unless and until you have worked on what is going on in your life, you will not be able to work on your forgiveness. Now, there is a myth attached. There are two myths I have jotted down. There are two myths which are there about forgiveness, which they keep doing the round. One myth is if you have forgiven, you must stay in an unhealthy relationship. This I have heard from so many masters who have come to me. That if I am in an unhealthy relationship, if I have forgiven that person, I will stay there. Now let me burst that bubble. Let me bust that myth. Forgiveness does not mean reconciliation, friends. It does not mean reconciliation. Now, based on any kind of an offense or intensity of the pain that you're going through, you may choose to forgive that person without maintaining any kind of a connection with that person. You don't want to maintain the connection? Fine. You can forgive that person and sever the connection. You are the only person who is going to decide that how this relationship is going to work once you have forgiven. How this relationship is going to look after forgiveness. It is you who is to decide this. So it is not necessary that you have to be in the unhealthy relationship. The second myth about forgiveness is if I forgive them once, I have to forgive them in the future again. Now, let me tell you, friends, forgiveness, if you're forgiving somebody, doesn't mean that you have to accept the same behavior of that person over and over again. They do not get to pass, or they do not get to repeat the offense again and again. Now you can decide how many times do you want to forgive that person and move forward with that person. Or when do you want to forgive and when do you want to sever the connection? Forgiveness and what you do afterwards is completely our choice, not the other person's choice. Now, what I have learned through angels, another thing which is very important, which I'm going to share with you is when you forgive any person, you do it for your own self. You do it for the closure. You will get the closure, not that person. You will get the closure and you will be able to reduce the negativity or negative thoughts that you have been having about them. Trust me, it is going to happen. But only when forgiveness is being worked out, whatever is happening in your life, and you're working out at that. Not that you keep saying that I'm forgiving, or I have forgiven. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work that way at all. So forgiveness is just a release for me today. Release from what? Release from their clutches, because they have a hold on my energies till now. They have a hold on me physically, mentally, emotionally. Now, once I forgive them, I give them a closure, and I will also let them unclasp their hands from my life. This is what forgiveness is. because this is the one that actually helps you a lot. And this is what I have done in my life. So there is this quote that I'm ending the session with, and it's said by an anonymous person. And he said that forgiveness is taking the knife out of your own back and not using it to hurt anyone else, no matter how they hurt you. This is what forgiveness is all about. And this is what true forgiveness is. And when you will reach to this level, then only know that you have forgiven, not before that. So thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for being here and intently listening to whatever the angels have helped me learn. And I have given this to you. Thank you so very much. So now if anybody wants to say anything or share their experience, their lifetime experience, real life stories, you are absolutely welcome on this beautiful and wonderful platform.
Namaste. Yeah, I was listening, but maybe I might have misunderstood or missed some of it. But I went through a relationship with my eldest sister for 53 years. And during that, she really hurt me at times. And then I would, she'd taunt me and she'd laugh, make me sort of make a joke out of me and all that. And I kept forgiving her and getting back to her up till last year. I decided not to go back. But I know I'm not wished her anything bad, but I just feel that I do not want to go through the hurt that she did last year. But yeah, I still feel, I don't feel anything bad, I think, she should live her own life and I should live my own life. Come the day we meet, I'll even say hello to her and all that. But that's it. I don't know where I stand here, but I know in the beginning, I used to tell her that really sort of bad person would not forgive for a long time. But somebody who's good, would forgive within hours and things like that. I used to say, but I don't know. I'm sort of at an age when I just think it's gone on for too long. The
Well,
hurt
that's
has been.
fine. I think
Mm,
that's fine, Damayanti ji, because
mm,
even if you have taken years in
yeah,
forgiving,
yeah,
as I said, forgiveness is not a joke. It's a process.
yeah, yeah,
And today you have worked on your emotions completely, and now you have been able to forgive that person completely. And you're not
yeah,
expecting anything out of her. And that's what forgiveness is all about. Even if you're taking 50 long years to forgive one person in your life, but
yeah,
do it like how you have done. That's what.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Shukriya. Shukriya. Thank you so much.
Yes, Swapnaji, please go ahead.
Hello, thank you so much, Ram. Very good evening, Sharoo. Thank you so much for wonderful, the insights about the forgiveness.
Thank you.
So I think we have been all been passed through these all the stages, whatever I could resonate. Most of the situations, what recent past, it has been happened in my life. But as you truly said that, the forgiveness, it's in a process. We say that on the top, it has been okay. Yeah, I have forgiven you, and whatever the mistakes has happened, I am okay with that. But at the same time, somewhere it has been very deeply, engraved. Yeah, and sometimes whenever the similar sort of a situation, it may not be same, but the similar sort of a situation appears, I think it will re-trigger, and
Yes.
that again it is comes from the same root or the same seeds, whatever we want to call it as. So what will be your the insights or the inputs to how do you embrace and completely cut down from the roots?
As I said, that it was my also experience that thought that I've buried the hatchet, but all the skeletons came out of the cupboard when this event 6, 7 years back happened. So yeah, as Damayanti ji said that, yeah, she has taken 50 years. So I am also in the process of forgiving one person at a time. I still have the entire list with me. Not that I have completed the list. As I said, in these 49 years, there are so many people who have hurt me. And especially the last incident or the event that happened 6, 7 years back. So I'm still not being able to completely heal myself from that event. So I'm trying to do that. And I know it, that this time I'm going to be successful. But now, right now, I'm taking one step at a time, one person at a time. I'm going to see that that person is completely forgiven without any expectation from my end that the person is going to say something or apologize or come back to me or try to, again, create a relationship with me without any expectation. So that's what I've been doing all these years now. Like Patriji says, out of sight, out of mind. So that's what it's like, out of sight, so out of mind, and you get the calm and stillness inside. That's what.
So
I'm working
how
on
do you
Patriji's
do it?
principle.
Yeah, how do you do it? Is it like an energetically you are connecting to the
It's a
person?
mindset. It's a
Okay,
mindset. It's a mindset. And you
okay,
know where you are hurt inside, which
correct,
incident. So you have to go
correct.
back to that incident.
Okay,
You have to see each and every aspect of that incident, what exactly happened, who that person was, because now you have knowledge, now you have wisdom, now you understand things. Now you'll be able to understand his or her battles as well. Yeah. So you will start giving so much of compassion to that person, that maybe that person did that in the heat of the moment. Maybe something happened, something triggered. But now, what does Sharoo want? I don't want to be a part of his or her drama now, right? I want to completely disassociate myself with it. I don't want this pattern to get repeated with me in this incarnation or the other incarnation. So I'll sit with that person energetically, and I will do this process, and then I will see that change in me. Because if the similar situations are again being given into my life, that means I've still not learned. I have
true.
still to, work on myself. So universe tells you, they show you the report card that, okay, Sharu, from 1 to 10 scale, you are here, because the test will be thrown at you. Simple. And you will know how much work you have to do. This is what I'm doing, Swapna ji.
Thank you so much. Because I do work with an angels. I'm a Reiki practitioner. So I do connect with an angels. So that's what I asked, because these days, lots of
Wow.
times I get connection from, the Archangel Michael, who keeps cutting the cords again and again, again and again. But he will cut it again,
Amazing.
something else will come, again that cord will, So that is what it is happening. I think the session has been appeared at the right time. So I think that's what we wished for. Maybe energetically, we put in a seed and that has been manifested.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much. Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot. Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank
much. Thank you.
Vijay Lakshmi ji, please, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi,
It was
namaste.
actually a wonderful namaste. It was actually a wonderful session.
Thank
Exactly
you.
as Sapna told, it is like I was searching for something similar and I got it,
Thank you.
a
Shukriya.
proper manifestation. So my thing was like, I'm going through the same thing. I'm trying to forgive, but I think I've worked. But as soon as that person comes in front of me, I see that all the working is not only zero, it's gone to minus.
Okay.
And actually, it becomes more difficult. Out of sight, out of mind, as you said. It is easier, but when it comes to parents, and if we are getting hurt through parents, it becomes very difficult to cut off with them, because as their children we have to do our duties whether we like it or not. And when they don't stop giving us that same pain each time, it becomes so very difficult, and we can't cut off. I mean, some other person, friends, even husband, everyone we can cut off. Like there are things called divorce. There is like called like cut off the friendship. But with parents, we can't do that. And I'm finding it very difficult. And I really, from my bottom of my heart, I want to just, as you said, I want to forgive, and I don't want to carry on with my and anything about it, but I don't know how to do it. I'm finding it very difficult.
Yes, with the parents, it's a different thing. But I would say that forgiveness is again a process with the parents. But with the parents, we have to also create boundaries. That's how we will forgive them. Because with the parents, it is just not the forgiveness. But if it's a toxic relationship, there is a little bit of toxicity coming from the parents through the parents, then we have to create boundaries that they are not able to hurt us, because there are certain people who go through the same with the parents, and parents think that they own the children
Yeah,
just because they have raised them, so they own the children.
yeah,
So
true that.
so that kind of that authority they want to always put on the children, because you are the only ones who hear them, who listen to them, and nobody else is there in the entire wide world who can listen to what they are saying. And through their words, they're taking out everything, their pain, their suffering, their anger onto the children, because they know that you will not do anything or you will not say anything. So as I said, you have to create boundaries with them so that they are unable to hurt you. Creating boundaries, what I mean is that if your parents or mother or father, they start saying certain things with you, very respectfully, just tell your parents. Either you tell them that, okay, I've received a call, I'm going out, I have to talk to them, so that that conversation ends there only. You are not continuing that conversation. Or you can just tell them, Mama, Papa, I do not wish to speak about this. Just be very respectful but very firm that I do not want to talk about this. Even if it means you not talking to them over the phone for 2 more days, that's fine. That's fine. Give yourself some space.
I start feeling guilty kind of a thing when
Oh, that's what. You do not have to feel guilty, because here you are also saving yourself. It is your self-love also. Unless and until you are physically, mentally fit, how will you be able to give or provide that to them? If they will keep hurting you and you are still there as their punching bag, you will get hurt at the end of the day. You will have no energy left. So
I've actually reached that
you
stage
have to,
today.
no, you have to get out of that guilt. No guilt, nothing.
It's,
See,
I to tell you the thing, like yesterday, my mom, like even continuously, like earlier, I used to never talk to her back. In all these years, I used to just take it silently. But I have reached a stage today wherein I can't take it anymore. So now I'm just telling, uh, I can't hear it. I mean, just stop taunting me or stop telling me all these things. I started telling her, and now she's playing that sympathy card with me. I'm so aged. Why don't you look? I mean, you won't get a mother again. What I will not live more life. So you better take care of me nicely. So she's playing that card with me. But now I'm not able to take it. Yesterday she again did, and today I was not in a frame of mind of taking her call, and I didn't take her call. But I am getting that feeling guilt. Even now I am having that guilt, like I didn't take
no,
her call.
I don't think so. You should have any kind of a guilt towards anything, because you are doing everything in your might as a child, whatever a child can do, and you are doing everything. And you have to save yourself also mentally. You can't just let anybody drain your energy like that. And she
Yeah.
needs to understand. And if she's not understand, as I said, you have to be respectful but firm in whatever boundaries you're creating with her. And that's fine. You did not take up the call. That's fine. Give her some space and take that space for yourself also. You need that space. After 2 days, give her a call again. That's fine.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
I
And
think I'll.
we are spiritual scientists, right? As Patriji always says that we are spiritual scientists. Why don't we just sit and make them understand when they are in the capacity of listening to let them understand the spiritual aspect of so many things. Just sit with her if she is in a listening mood. If not, then forget it.
I've
Leave
tried
it.
it several times, but she just doesn't want to understand.
Fine, fine, fine. Create boundaries. That's it. Full stop. No guilt.
Yeah, I'll work on it the way you have told me. Thank you so much. It was a
Thank you.
wonderful session. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. It helped me a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shukriya. Thank you so much.
Vidyaji.
Thank you, Ramgar. I think Madhu ma'am can go. You can go. I can go after that.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you. Sharoo, thank you. Thank you for this session. The topics you bring out, make us that spiritual scientist that you say. I keep, as you say, we work on ourselves. And you mentioned so many great points. And right now about creating boundaries and, taking care of ourselves. I wanted to share experience in my life. It's been almost 8 years I've been going through this with my sister-in-law. It's not just sister-in-law, actually. Um, my brother had a business partnership problem, and that affected their lives. And I'm far away in US, so that distance did keep some. I couldn't help, but I was worried about him. Initially, I went through a lot of emotions through them as they were going up and down, and I don't want to go through that whole thing, but I did go through, and my parents were going through. That whole thing affected. And then I would share with my husband, and initially he supported, but later on he wanted to protect me and kept saying, don't. And luckily, 5 years back, I got into spiritual side, and that helped me a lot more understand. Everyone has to experience what they're going through, and that other person must have come to teach him a lesson. And so I understood that, and I kind of slowly, it helped me. So I was there for him always, but with a positive attitude, showing him more of the positive side, not talking anything about what he's going through and everything. So the relationship worked. But meanwhile, somehow between my brother and my sister-in-law, a lot more happened, because 8 years is a long time with court cases and everything. So they both went through depression and now in arguments. And somehow she was upset with our family. And so though we are far away, this technology of, phone, she would send messages after messages. Initially, that started bothering me. And and it wasn't any coherent. So though I used to give energy to it, then I realized there's no sense in that, because she would just blame whatever was in her mind as what she thought was true. So that too, are being on spiritual path and listening to wisdom sessions, I came over it. I understood, person is going through something. But she would just point and blame at me, I will never forgive you and this kind. But I would always send prayers for her. I would just say that. Then slowly I stopped. What I'm trying to say is, as I was growing, I saw change. Initially, she kept pushing, and then I started not reading everything, but just sending positive whenever it is like, holidays, send good messages or pictures of and everything. And I finally attended my nephew's marriage, and it was a happy event. So I was there, and I saw change. She wasn't completely forgiving me, but there was no negativity that she showed. And I even hugged. And slowly now those messages stopped coming, and there's nothing much, but there is no negativity. I feel maybe if she's trying. And from my side, I've started understanding, that I don't know if I did anything unknowingly wrong. So I asked for forgiveness in my meditation. But in but I've come over it, and I've said she is going through something that, like you said, maybe lack of love or appreciation, whatever it is her part. So it has changed a lot. And my parents too, I was feeding them all this energy, and initially I tried to change them, saying maybe she's not well, her mind with all this depression, it's coming. But then they were so hurt they couldn't forgive. So I understood that too. At that age, it's hard for them. They have been there for a long time. So I said they will work through it. If they see me being detached, they'll also learn. So that is what has been going through. And there is change, maybe not a lot, but for positive. So I'm so thankful for all these wisdom sharings and lessons. And like you said, the worst part is, thinking we are spiritual and we are doing good, and underneath there is still, I'm sure they'll come out, but I know what I should do again. And I had done this transcendental generational meditation, and so many times we don't know it comes from previous generations too. So I always ask for forgiveness, whether knowingly, unknowingly, what I did. So it does help me. There is always guilt and saying maybe I'm doing things which, like, maybe I'm ignoring and maybe I'm not helping. But as I keep working with myself, it'll get better, I think. So I just wanted to share
Wow.
that.
Wow,
Thanks.
Vindhyaji, amazing, amazing, inspirational, inspirational. Yes, as you said, that when we start working on our internal self, our external world changes. We have to work on our internal world, and slowly and gradually, the external also changes because we have broken that pattern through our own internal changes that we have brought. And as soon as we do that, we break the pattern, and there is peace outside as well. So thank you so much, Vindhyaji, for sharing your inspirational story and your lifetime experience. Thank you so very much.
Thank
Shukriya.
you
Thank you.
very much. I really enjoyed the session. Actually, I was on my way on the transport and I really listened with my headphones on. I really enjoyed it. It's really nice. It's so similarity to the Dada Bhagwan satsang I go to. I got the self-realization from it. And it's so true what you said, forgiving. And it was so wonderful and so reassuring what you said. And I have lots of experiences of this. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Champaji. Thank you so very much. Shukriya.
I see also Karabi Ghoshji, you have already unmuted. You want to share something? Please go ahead. Okay, maybe it's by mistake. Then Swarnaji, please. Swarnaji.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Ramji. Thank you, Sharuji. Beautiful topic. Yeah, I joined a little late. I wanted to join, but I think, I don't know. I've been contemplating, I'm going through this forgiveness as well with the blood relatives, his own families, same kids and everything, right? It's all testing going on. When you go to the next step, as you evolve more, you have more tests to go through. Okay, so this is a positive sign. So when we have this wisdom, you always just pass through the road, thorny road or bushy road, whatever. But this morning, whole morning was, I don't know, it might be coincident or what, just going through a lot of forgiveness and cried a lot emotionally because I connected to the wisdom astral world and I see the divine energies are giving us wisdom that forgive everyone and show gratitude because they are playing a villainy role and we have created our own reality, right? Always you create your own reality. So we created them, we invited them to play a villain role so we can grow and evolve, reach to the higher self because we have taken as a impure and we are trying to go to the purity. So that is a beautiful. So that's why we are all in this path. So be proud of ourselves. No, and so what only thing we are trying to everybody, whatever they do, everything is like compassion to be like that divine nature. So that's a compassion. Anything, forgiveness or acceptance or anger or fear, everything eventually evolve to the compassion. So that compassion we are trying to get through these people. So we have to be gratitude and thankful. So I have to gratitude every day. I cook. I have to do this. It was so hard, even though I understand every wisdom, but to go through these experiences is so tough. So today, this morning, I have to be gratitude. What does that mean by gratitude? So I have to not just say it in words, but not only the feel it, but show it in action, right? So how can I show that wisdom came this morning? Action means whatever I do, whether I cook food, I have to be very compassionate. That is the gratitude. That is the only way I can be thankful for them playing that villainy role in our life so that we can grow and evolve, right? So this is all our selfish act again. So beautiful wisdom came, so that made me to be so compassionate. And again, same thing, you use your boundaries. Samadhan Veda Dandopaya, right? We say. So be nice initially, give little bit distance second time, third time, show them anger from outside because you are going through. And then third, just carry it over, just let it go, because we cannot detach. If we are keep on detaching people, you will attract somewhere or something. The only way is you just have to evolve step by step, one step at a time. So first step we have done is, like, we have come as impure and trying to be pure. So that is the path. So that wisdom came, then, oh my God, so much freedom I got. Oh, I was holding, how can I do? Like, you love such a person who is hating me, very big enemy, villainy role in my life, and how can I? But today I got, no matter what, I have to be thankful for them for making me so divine being, make me understand how compassion looks, not compassion because they they are good, because they're also playing a bad. Accept everything means if it good or bad. Bad only acceptance. Good is all anyway you accept. So only the when they do other way also we have to accept, because that is for our good. So that wisdom came, and that made me so much freedom. Now I'll do it with so much of compassion, and with then only I feel I am respectful. Why I am respectful? Because I'm showing compassionate to others who hurted me, right? So then you go so deep and you evolve to next level. So that's the wisdom I wanted to share, Sharuji. So thank you so much. It might, as you said, yeah, even if it's parents also, I had some misunderstanding, but always think that they are not walking in the same path that we are. So they don't have that wisdom. They don't have that understanding. So make it 2 3 days, let them give a time so they can also, they have to evolve too. So when you are making some distance, see, samadhana, bedha, right? Bedha means distance. So when you make distance, that make them understand, oh, why my daughter is not calling. She used to be so good. She will go through it a little bit. Then when you call after 2 days, then she will have change tone in you, in her. So that's how we every day, even though you're living with the same person in the same room, you cannot go away, right? At least over the phone, you can give a distance. But here, how can I do? But ultimate is, no matter what, sit by them, give compassion, even most villainous person in your life. So thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Swarnaji, for your valuable inputs. Thank you so much. Shukriya. Thank you.
Rita ji.
Hi, thank you, Ramji. Very kind, as always. Hi, Sharoo. It was such a beautiful session. You were so eloquent, and what you spoke, just I could really connect with it. I'll make it very short, considering a lot of women have spoken, a lot of time has already passed by. Basically, to myself, I'm reminding, and I'm also sharing it with all of us, as we are all learning and growing and evolving with every single day. Basically, forgiveness we are not doing for anybody. Our grandmoms, mummy, daddy, husband, bache log, neighbor, uncle, auntie. We are doing it for our peace of mind. When we are in a happy state of mind, when we are at peace, when we are at ease, we are free. And that until we do not forgive, we are chaining ourselves, and we are only going down the road instead of flying high. I'm trying to make it very simple, okay? Sharu went into the whole, into the toxicity, blah blah blah. It's too good. I'm like mind blowing. All in short is, if you want peace, you forgive. There's no tarika method. Some of the other women were asking. There's no tarika A, B, C, D, or something. And also, not since I'm a Christian, but how it's mentioned also in the Bible when Christ was dying on the cross. I mean, like, he was God's child. It was so easy to say, Lord, please bring me down. मेरे को वहां पे नहीं चढ़ने का है. I don't know. we stand and nailed. He said, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. When our own people rob us, those who know what I'm speaking about, or have done something negative, the fact is they are not in the right state of mind. तो क्या हम लोग expectation रख सकते हैं ऐसे लोगों से? In the right state of mind, a person will not do all this. I'm just saying from a larger perspective, unless the mind is whacked or something special. Just trying to bring a perspective in a very practical way. When we understand that we are the ones who are losers, we are losing our soul because of somebody else doing some Bharatnatyam, it is our loss. And if we want to be free, we release them, bless them with love. And at the end of the day, I mean, say a person has been robbed, that much faith and vishwas we ought to have with our God above. Ki Baba, God will provide. If somebody has taken from me, I've got that much of faith, it will be given double. And bless them, because at the end of the day, we want peace and we want to sleep in at night with a lovely peaceful sleep. Thank you. I tried to make it short. Thank you. See you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It was a synopsis of the entire session, Rita ji, I think. So thank you so much. Shukriya, Shukriya. It was lovely, lovely hearing you. And as I said, we would definitely wait for your session on the Beam platform. So yeah, soon. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So Rita ji has a second invitation, double invitation, triple invitation now. So
I feel I am the top of the world. Thank you.
thank you. So Pooja ji.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Pooja here. Actually, I have it's more afternoon here in London, and I just wanted to thank you for all of your efforts. And I have recently started watching your videos. My sister guided me to your channel, and I have done your meditations, and it has been really really helpful, especially in terms of my personal and professional life, because I'm someone who actually I pretend that I don't get anxiety and I'm very kind, like normal and all, but inside it definitely, the anxiety is there. I just have a question on the forgiveness part. So I do have certain experiences in the past wherein it's not something like I'm keeping in my heart, but कई बार ऐसा होता है कि किसी ने आपको कुछ बोला और वो चीजें अब जा चुकी है. सो सपोज माय ब्रदर राइट नाउ हु इज माय ब्रदर इन लॉ, माय सिस्टर्स हस्बैंड, इन द पास्ट he used to taunt us for not very mazak normal minor things, because we were not financially stable that time, and certain points will trigger us that time. It's been 10 years now. There's nothing against him, but abhi just after session ke pehle bhi me and my sister were discussing ki he always tend to make people feel little थोड़ा सा मतलब ऐसा फील करवाते हैं कि आप भाई उस लेवल पे नहीं हो. तो does it involve the forgiveness part here, like because we remember these things, are we into some different zone, or like are we still not able to forgive it? I just wanted to understand on this part.
See, here what we are doing is we are trying to discuss the trait of a person. Okay.
Yep.
It is something that he has brought, or any kind of a trait or character or tendency that he has got from his past life as well. Not just the past of the current life, but the past life. Now it is a trait. He will do it. It is something which you cannot control, can you? Because he will do what he is good at, and he will do it. And this is something that he feels he is good at by, if he's belittling a person. So he's doing that. So what you have to do is you have to respond according to the knowledge or wisdom you have about the entire thing. He doesn't have properly. As Rita ji also said the same thing, that they do not have that knowledge. They are not coming from that place where you are coming from. So what would be the difference between the two if you will also step onto, you will also do these things, and you will also do whatever he is doing, you will repeat the same thing. You can't just stoop to that level, right? You have to also, either you have to raise him also, or his levels, and if he's not willing to listen, then let him be. Accept as whoever he is, because you are not supposed to change him. You can't unless he wants to change. You have to change your thinking, your perspective about him. And as Vindhya ji said, that when she started working on it, when she started working, even if that lady, that relative of hers was giving so much, to her, negative thoughts and negative writings and whatever messages, but she was coolly, replying her with positive ones. And today, that relationship, even though it's not cordial, but yet it is peaceful. So that's how you're going to create your external world, when your internal is absolutely calm and still, and you're not judging the other person. That's his trait, characteristic. So we have to stop
Yeah.
judging. Yeah.
I think it's not judging, ma'am. You know what happens? He's quite influential, and especially when it comes to power and some financial. And me and my sister, we are like, if we see somebody in pain, we try to like whatever in our capacity, we think, okay, nahi yaar, isko kar dete, like because if somebody is struggling with some education, like problem, तो हम लोग उनके पास जाते हैं कि भाई आप ये कर दोगे क्या? And then he's like, अरे ऐसे कैसे हो जाएगा? तुम लोगों को ऐसे ही लगता है? उनको देखो, मतलब the kind of word sometimes he uses कि अरे उनकी ये हैसियत ही नहीं है, तो it feels bad to me and my sister. And then my sister is like, आप मेडिटेशन करो. And he's like, क्या हर बात में मेडिटेशन, ये सब मत बोला करो. तो वी आर लाइक, ठीक है भाई, ये समय के साथ ही शायद ठीक होंगे. तो इट्स जस्ट कि हम लोग कभी कभी उनके पास जाते हैं कि भाई कोई बहुत अगर है पड़ोस में, if somebody is struggling, and we just try to ask him कि भाई आप इनकी हेल्प कर दो. ऐसे he will do it. बट अगर जब आप उनको बोलेंगे ना करने के लिए या कुछ थोड़ा सा फेवर, देन ही विल बी लाइक, अरे ऐसे कैसे, और खुद से ही विल डू इट लाइक 10,000 20,000 ऐसे ही. बट देन व्हेन यू आस्क हिम, he at times, so I think meditation might help him. So hopefully let's, yeah, I do agree कि हम interfere नहीं करते, because I have learned from your session. बस यही है कि मेरी सिस्टर उनको एक ही चीज बोलती है, कुछ भी होता है बिजनेस में, लॉस हुआ प्रॉफिट हुआ, कहती है मेडिटेशन करो. आई थिंक शी इज अ फर्म बिलीवर, एंड शी इज योर लाइक आई थिंक शी ट्रीट्स यू एज अ गॉड, क्योंकि वो हमेशा, अरे शाहरुख का ये देखा, शाहरुख का वो देखा. सो शी इज लाइक फर्म बिलीवर ऑफ दिस पीएमसी चैनल. एंड आई थिंक शी इज समवन जिसने हमारे पूरे फैमिली को ना आपसे कनेक्ट करके रखा है, आपके चैनल से. बिकॉज शी इज लाइक, एंड आई एम सो ग्रेटफुल कि लाइक ऐसा लगता है वो पिछले जन्म की मेरी मदर है, जिससे लाइक मुझे इतना सब कुछ मिल रहा है, इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड everything. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pooja ji. We are all connected here with each other. That's why we all are here together in this platform, or any other PSSM platform or PMC platform. So it is all Patri ji who has connected all of us, and it is because of his divine presence that we are all here together and sharing things and elevating everybody, and just holding the hands of everybody और उनको लेके चलते हैं. So thank you so much, Pooja ji. Thank you. शुक्रिया.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Sharoo, what is the name of your channel?
No, it's not my channel. It is Patriji's channel, PMC Hindi and PMC Gujarat. So that is not my channel.
Okay.
Malti
So
ji.
there's not in English.
That is in Hindi. Mostly they
Okay.
are in Hindi. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, Malti ji. Thank you.
So thanks a lot, Sharoo ji. It
Thank you,
was
sir.
such a beautiful session. And now I have not allowed Madhu for long to talk. Her hand is raised. I hope she forgives me. You have dissected the concept, gave such a beautiful deep dive into this topic. And it was so enlightening as well, listening to everyone's sharings, their inputs, their stories. And it's beautiful. Every aspect of life has so much to learn. And forgiveness is, in the end, giving to our own self something. It's a God's quality. So if you want to become God, we have to learn how to forgive. The more we do, the more we become God. And Patriji, we always remember him for all the wisdom he had shared, all the love he had shared through all the sharings. He always used to say, no complaints whatsoever. He used to say, no judgments whatsoever. And, we were earlier, I do not remember who it was sharing, and we came through, in a soul's journey, we never know if an experience we are having now is a part of a response to what we have done in the past lives. So now we are holding on to this by seeing just life as a scale of 80 years, 100 years, but not as a circle, infinite circle. So there are so many lessons to learn. Every situation that is creating an uneasiness has different lessons, not the same lesson to the same person with the similar situations. There are so many lessons, sometimes to forgive, sometimes to let go. There are a million things one has to learn. So no judgments whatsoever, no complaints whatsoever, no judgments whatsoever, no complaints whatsoever. And it is also said that the person who is giving you the most difficult experience might be, or mostly, is the closest at the soul level. He is giving you some great soul lessons. He had volunteered to be the enemy in your life. So there are so many spiritual truths we have to connect. And the more we connect to the spiritual truths, the more easier it becomes to forgive. Or rather, we don't even find situations to forgive because we go into a state of acceptance, in a state of looking at things as events that are happening, as experiences that are happening. There, I wish everyone come to a state that there are no situations that ever come that we need to think about forgiving. We have to see every event as a lesson, as a beautiful event that is happening. So, how does it happen? Unless and until we don't meditate more, we can these things are so difficult. If we do not meditate more, if we do not listen to everyone's experiences, if we do not read books, if we do not serve, then these things are difficult and difficult and difficult. The more we meditate, the more we read books, the more we listen to people, the more easier we integrate soul's lessons into our own life. So thanks a lot. Very beautiful and always joyful to be in your sessions and listen and remind about these soul truths. So
Thank you
thank you.
so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
As I always say, that your inputs are cherry on the cake. So I always wait for your input and the input of Madhugaru. And it helps us to move ahead. Thank you so much for your sharing. Thank you so much, Shukriya.
Thank you. Madhu?
Yeah. Hi, Sharu. It's a wonderful, wonderful session. It's really an eye-opening session. And thanks to everyone who have come up and shared their personal stories. And here I would like to share my own experiences regarding this forgiveness. Right from our childhood, we should thank our mother. My mom, she was really very good, so that when we were small, from that age, she used to tell all kinds of moral stories, so that it made us so easy to forgive and to not hate anybody. Like she had, I think she had sown those seeds, so it was not difficult for us to understand. She shared one beautiful line. Till this date it rings in my ear, that, see, always remember, if somebody had done 99 mistakes and that had hurt you, and one good thing that they have done to you, remember that one good thing and leave the rest of the 99 things, she said. It's not about the other person. You're not doing great to other person, but you're doing good to your own self. You are lessening your baggage. If you're carrying all these 99 things, like, you become heavy, you become burdened. So this I always remember, and I always put into practice. And when meditation came, it brought so much clarity. Without meditation, like, it won't be that easy. But with meditation, it became so much easy. And in the company of Patri sir, in company of so many other masters, learned so many things. So in 2009, I underwent a miscarriage. I always think, oh, in this life, I was so good to everybody. I did not hurt anybody. I did not, like, I was very good. Then why this thing had to happen to me? Why miscarriage should happen to me? Like I was hating myself. I was unkind to myself. Then in 2011 I went to a session wherein there a sir had asked to meditate, wherein I could see one of my past lives. In this life I'm very good, but as you said, we don't know what we were in the past life, right? So not in this life's past, but in the past lives what we were, we really don't know. So when I have seen how egoistic I was in that life, or what I had to go through in this life, this pain, then that was a huge blessing. Because if that wouldn't have happened, meditation wouldn't have come into my life. And in this untold story of Sita, the book, it says that every unfortunate situation that you go through in your life is really a blessing. So whatever we go through in our life, maybe challenges, or some people are hurting you, as Ram said, maybe they are teaching you something. Maybe you have to stand up for yourself. You should say it's enough. There are so many things that we can learn, but we should not have that heaviness in our heart. If we really forgive our own self and forgive others, we are in true freedom, in real freedom. Forgiveness is a real freedom. So I till this date I'm practicing that, so I don't it's not very difficult to forgive. It's very difficult to not forgive. It is very easy to forgive, actually. So yeah, this is my part I wanted to share. Thank you once again, Sharu.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madhugaru. I have learned one thing from you too today, because I've learned so many things from so many people who have given their inputs. One thing which Amma has taught you, which I'm going to definitely implement, that if somebody has done 99 mistakes and if somebody has done one good thing, just remember that. But what we do generally in our life is the opposite. If somebody has done 99 good things with us, we will not even think about it. But if somebody has done one mistake, we are going to latch onto it, and that's what we do. So but Amma's teaching for you that he has given, you have shared with all of us, I am going to definitely implement this. So thank you, Madhukara. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Shukriya.
Anyone else, masters? Good. So there are so many gratitude messages, gratefulness messages in the chat. So thanks a lot, Sharuji. So yes, shall we have a short meditation, a 10 minutes meditation?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And thank you so much, everybody, whosoever is writing in the chat. Uh, Dil say thank you so much for bringing your energies here. And thank you so very much to Ram Garu and Madhu Garu for creating such a wonderful platform where we can actually open our hearts out without any inhibitions. So thank you so very much for creating this platform for all of us. And yes, we are going to meditate. And there were some people who were asking for the recording. Recordings are with Ram Garu and Madhu Garu. So as soon as it's going to be ready, then they are going to, I think,
Yeah, it will be shared.
float
Yes.
it. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sharuji. This is a space for all of us. It's a home for all of us. So it's a pleasure being here together. So friends, now let us all sit into a short meditation. Meditation is the base to integrate all the lessons that come through this beautiful space of life. The more we meditate, the easier we integrate all the lessons. And what is meditation? Closing our eyes, clasping our hands, fingers into fingers, crossing our feet, And the intention of meditation is to drop our mind, our thoughts, and to drop our thoughts, we simply observe our normal natural breath. The ingoing breath and the outcoming breath. Just flow with your breath. Let go of every thought and experience the now by being with the breath. Just the breath. Your normal, natural breath. 1 minute. Now, 10 seconds. Become aware of your physical body and your surroundings. Be grateful to every situation, every person that are part of your life. Be grateful to all the teachers, guides, masters. Be grateful to the nature and be grateful to your own self. Last 5 seconds. You may now place your palms over your eyes. Whenever you are ready, you may open your eyes and take off your palms.
Thank you so much, Ramgaru, for the wonderful, wonderful short meditation. Refresh the body completely. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Shukriya.
Thanks a lot again. And thanks everyone. And yes, okay, Madhu wants to share. Yeah, Madhu, please go ahead.
Yeah. Sharoo, I just forgot to share one more thing, very important thing. Last month, my father had left to higher realms. And before, I was in India for 5 months, and for 2 or 2.5 months, I was with him. I was attending to him, and I was just we were having a good talk. Mostly in the nights, it used to happen, and in the nights when me and my dad used to sit and we used to talk, I always told my dad that, Dad, if at all you have done something to others, or if somebody had done something to you, ask for forgiveness and energetically receive some forgiveness. It is very important. He was very receiving, in very much receiving. Initially, he was not like that. He used to ignore all these things, but those days he was really in the receiving mode, that whatever we were conveying him, even my mom was speaking about the other worlds. He was what happens when one leaves their physical body. So he was receiving everything. He was just Shravanam, as Patri sir always says, right? He was listening, deep listening, he was doing, and he was really asking for forgiveness. And he was also receiving forgiveness energetically. And we could see a lot of changes in him in the last day. So I would like to convey this to all our friends here, that it is very important to, as Sharu say, unpack the forgiveness, because it is very important. Don't wait that long so that a day comes and there you have all regrets. So let's not wait for that day. We every day it's an opportunity for us to lessen the baggage. So I just wanted to share that, Sharu. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madhu Garu. Thank you so very much for sharing this wonderful, wonderful thing. Yes, I was in connecting with Ram Garu at that time when you were busy at that time and with your dad, and before and after everything. So I knew little bit whatever was happening, but it's definitely wonderful that you shared this today, and it is a very very important thing because I connect with the deceased ones, and especially the unnatural death who have undergone, and I know that the last thought really matters, because that is something that you will take beyond. So if the thought is pleasant or if the thought is unpleasant, it all depends upon you, because what I have learned is that there is always a moment between the death and you. And within that moment, if you are making yourself aware, if you are aware during that time, and if you have those pleasant thoughts, then nothing like it. Like Mahatma Gandhi ji, he was shot. That master was shot. Yet the last word that he spoke was Ram. So it was like, it was the thought that he took with him. So thank you so much, Madhugaru, for this reminder, because we have to keep reminding these things. It's not something that, we have to just listen. We have to implement these. And thank you so much for reinforcing this again and reminding us. Thank you so much. Shukriya, Madhugaru. Thank you so much. And Shukriya to Amma, because she is actually the lady of inspiration to all of us, and definitely a beautiful one. So we will definitely would wait for her more stories, which she is writing nowadays and she's sharing with us. But we will definitely want her to come here on this platform and share her story. So thank you so much, Madhavaru.
Thank you. Thank you, Madhu. And thanks, everyone. You made this session uh, so much filled with examples, wisdom, and love. And thanks, Sharuji. Always you come bring so much of wisdom with you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. Shukriya, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for your love. And thank you to the angels and the masters, and of course, our Guru Patriji, whose presence always stirs the pot and stirs us from inside in every session whenever I sit. And it's his vibration that talks, which is always there with me as a blessing. So thank you so much, Patriji, and thank you so much, all the masters and the angelic realm. Thank you, everybody, each one of you, and loads and loads of love to you, Dil se. Thank you so much. Till we meet next time. Shukriya.
Thank you. Dil se shukriya.
Thank you. And bye-bye. Good night.
Thank you very much, Sharoo.
Thank you, Malatiji. So, friends, we all meet again in our next session. Once the recording is available, we will share it in the group, and we connect back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Germany time, 9:30 a.m. India time, with another session, another wisdom. Until then, have a wonderful time. Namaste.